Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to deal with a video that was put up against me, dealing with my supposed stalking of Robert Breaker, Wayne Crook, JT Does, and Brian Denver. What a group of people, mixed group that is. He says, I'm a cult leader. Edward PF123 is a cult leading stalker to Robert Breaker, Wayne Crook, JT Does, Brian Denver. Now, like these guys, I'll actually respond to a video that's made against me. Robert Breaker and these other guys basically will ignore Wayne Crook will probably give you a 5 second video clip. So seems to be about the issue is video evidence of Edward's statement about Romans 10:13. Here we go, people. The cult of Romans 10:13. Though I do not endorse the channel, likewise, the PBF does in no way endorse the schematic Breaker, Does, Denver, and so on. So it doesn't endorse these guys either. So what's he has to say here? I have a cult. What cult? No one's following me unconditionally, saying, "Oh, that's whatever you say is absolutely right." I put out the videos. People make their own decisions. Okay, let's go here.
Welcome to the Primitive Baptist Forum. I think I'll do what everyone else has done and use D.
I couldn't find this on his channel. I don't know how Jason found it and put it up, and and so then I typed in the title, but I couldn't actually find it on his channel page.
DU recorder. I mean, after all, my buddy the Forerunner story uses it, so I might as well do it as well.
If I'm not mistaken, Primitive Baptists are Calvinists. He says he's not Reformed. Free Will Baptists, we deny eternal security. So they're the Armenians. So I think the Primitive Baptists are a Reformed group, but he denies that on his channel page.
See here, Edward Penninger's channel. Pope Edward.
We missed that last name, Penninger. Okay.
The same guy who said, "quote Romans 10 verse 13 is a cancer to the gospel." Close quote.
Yeah, if you add it to the gospel, anything you add to the gospel becomes a cancer to it. It's leaven. You can call it leaven. You can call it cancer. They all upset about that one. Romans 10:13 is a pure word of God. But when you add a verse that's not supposed to be part of the gospel, you've corrupted the gospel. Just like guys like want to add Revelation 3:20. I stand at the door and knock. Invite me in into the heart, and use that as a invite Christ into your heart thing. So yeah, because they keep misrepresenting what Romans 10:13 is. It has nothing to do with eternal salvation. It has to do with temporal salvation. That's why you have Romans 10:14.
The same guy who recommends Martin Richling, and I
never recommended Martin Richling. You find Martin Richling anywhere on my videos? No. No, you don't find anything. Once I found out he rejected Jesus Christ as the Trinity, and when he was teaching the idea of a created being, the Arian heresy, I cut him off. I said, no, can't have that. Even though he was right on some other things. Even though he was right on other things. But he was wrong on that, and I had to make a break with him. And of course, he's got some other issues dealing with his way he handles his church. But that's not here or there. The issue was that once he rejected the Trinity, that was it. And that was the real big issue with him. And he came on YouTube, he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about three major issues. And the three major issues he was talking about, he was correct in those areas. Dealing with the King James Bible and the issue of the sinner's prayer, he was correct on. And there's another one that he had, which was correct. But once the issue came out about him being part of, saying Jesus Christ was a created being, well, then you had to walk away from that. And also, he believes he's not a pre-trib guy, and there's other things involved there too.
One time used to spend hours and hours and hours on the phone with young We Are the Light, the absolute arch heretic that he is.
I spent hours and hours and hours with him on the phone. I had one phone call with him. One phone call. We Are the Light. That's it. So that was about, I think we spent about maybe an hour on the phone.
Interestingly, We Are the Light, Brian Denlinger, as well as Edward Pennefinger, all deny Christ's eternal sonship. Yet, as you see here on your screen, I have searched Brian.
Yeah, I believe in the incarnation sonship, like ex-Catholics of Christ does. They believe in incarnation sonship. I believe Jesus Christ is eternal and that he was the Word that became flesh. But these guys tell you about the eternal sonship. They won't explain the eternal sonship to you. By the way, Anderson believes in eternal sonship. So there you go. Okay. The eternal sonship, they have to explain and say, well, okay, eternal sonship means it was eternal generation. Son doesn't really mean son. It doesn't mean really follow the father. It just means dealing with that he was always the son, and the father was always the father, and he was possessed, and it was eternal generation. And of course, it was begotten. Because he's talking about eternal sonship, he's talking about eternal begotten son. See, that's what they're talking about. Begotten in time. This day I have begotten thee. It's the begetting. So they have to deal. Oh, begetting doesn't mean begetting. See, that's what these guys come back and say. Oh, begetting really means unique. It doesn't. They follow the New King James, the NIV reading. Begetting doesn't really mean begetting. It means unique. So every normal use of the word of son and begetting, it gets removed because they want to get to this idea of eternal sonship, because they're trying to protect the idea that Jesus Christ was from the idea of aliens of a created, that Jesus Christ was created in time, which of course is a false view. But he was the Word. He coexisted. He's co-eternal with the Father, and we knew him as the Word, and the Word became flesh. So the incarnation happened in time. And you have a double begetting with the issue of the incarnation and the resurrection. But these guys, listen, they want to put it out there. Let them explain at the eternal sonship to one time to you and see what a bunch of nonsense it sounds like. A bunch of philosophical double talk. They'll just tell you that because they want to make say, well, Jesus Christ is eternal. Well, we agree that Jesus Christ is eternal in the sense that he was the Word that became flesh. We're not denying the fact he's eternal.
And Denlinger on his channel.
So he's trying with Anderson. Okay, he's playing with Stephen Anderson.
You'll notice that excluding the actual search term, there are 53 results. So that would actually make 52 results. So he's made at least 50 videos on Brian Denlinger within the last year.
Yeah, exposing his heresy. He's a liar and a fraud. Probably more than that. I have over 1,000 videos. So I got 1,200 videos. I figure I had more than that on video on Dangler. And it's borne fruit. A lot of people have written to me say, thank you. Thank you. Keep pounding this guy and exposing him. So what's his problem? Brian Dangler doesn't even believe in the Trinity. So for Brian Dangler, it's not the eternal sonship issue. Brian Dangler rejects the Trinity.
Now, originally, I think Ed did a great service in exposing Brian Denlinger.
Well, thank you.
Because Denlinger needed to be exposed, and some of his exposés were excellent. But notice, Denlinger.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Denlinger is now the subject of his obsession.
No, I've gone to move to Anderson. I've moved to Anderson now. You've got a bunch of guys here: Robert Breaker, Wayne Crook, JT Does, Brian Dangler. You can put Anderson in there. So clearly, I deal with a lot of people.
In the Cambridge Dictionary here, we see the following of stalker. Noun, a person who illegally follows and watches someone, especially a woman.
What have I done illegally? Brian Daniel puts up videos attacking the Trinity. I put up videos attacking him, attacking the Trinity.
Over a period of time.
So it says illegal. I haven't done anything illegal. Everything I've done is totally legitimate. And when Brian Daniel complained about it to YouTube, his videos were removed, not mine.
Or someone who follows a person, usually intending to hurt that person.
And the person against Brian, I'm dealing with his doctrines.
And this is exactly what we see from Edward Pennefinger. In fact, Edward Pennefinger has gone completely nuts in this respect. In fact, let's try searching some other terms.
If you want to argue that I put a lot of videos against Brian Dangler, we'll concede the point. that doesn't mean we're going complete nuts because he had to be dealt with. And you said I've done a good job exposing him. You just don't like how many times videos I had to make. But so what? He didn't like it. And every time his name pops up, I want my name to pop up aside him exposing his heresies.
The pot stirring Kevin Zacher and Wayne Crook, who have been right in their opposition to this, but notice if I search Zacher here.
Oh yeah, Kevin Zacher. Yeah, he popped up on one of my comments page, yapping about something on a different name. I think it was him. I haven't seen Wayne Crook for a while.
30 different results for Kevin Zacher, which actually 29 different results for Kevin Zacher on his channel.
Yeah, because usually Kevin Zacher says something about me that I respond to. I don't deal with Kevin Zacher usually, but Kevin Zacher will say something against me, so I'll respond to that.
30 different results, 30 different videos with Kevin Zacher.
Okay.
In the title.
How many videos has Zacher made on me? Check how many videos. I mean, you can't tell because he keeps closing his channel down. But these are usually response videos to Zacher. And so you'll see a lot of the videos made, and there'll be 3 or 4 parts on one subject. So this guy's not giving you the whole story, people. Just like fake news. They don't give you the whole story.
What about Wayne Crook, the other pot-stirring free grace movement guy? Well, let's see.
Yeah, you guys are free grace, and here they go after me. I'm a free grace guy. So what are they going after me for? Over the eternal sonship of God, Christ. That's what they're going after me for, one issue. One issue. And Wayne Zacher can't be a free grace guy, Kevin Zacher, because he thinks 10:13 is okay. 10:13 is not part of the gospel. Where's the cult? What cult do I have that he's talking about? I have no cult. I have no people that I'm talking to out there on a personal basis, and and this is my little following. I'm not getting money from anybody. What cult do I have? I don't get paid by anybody. Daniel's getting paid, and Breaker's getting paid. So what do these guys get paid. JT does as part of the Daniel cult. Wayne Crook and Kevin Zacher are together, 2 peas in a pod.
Excluding the
So maybe this guy agrees with me, 10 Romans 10:13. Video evidence of Edward's statement at Romans 10:13, though I do not endorse the channel. That would sound like he's agreeing with what I said on 10:13.
So search term, 18 different results. I
have 1,200 videos. Okay? I deal with Wayne Crook. Why? Because Wayne Crook has made videos on me. Just like I'm making a video on Primitive Baptist Forum, too, here. I never heard of the guy before. And so, yeah, I have a lot of videos on Wayne Crook because he did a lot of videos on me.
18 different videos to Wayne Crook, Wayne Crook, Wayne Crook, and more Wayne Crook. 18 different results.
And once you look at the video, tell me what I got wrong on the videos. Tell me what I said was wrong. Don't tell me how many videos I made. Tell me what I said was wrong.
How about the ultra-dispensationalist friend of the Church of the Eternally Pure with Cardinal Daniel Stone, the Indifferent, Robert Breaker?
I have no idea what he's talking about that. What? What? So for some part, the only thing this guy is saying is I make a lot of videos on other ministries, and usually they're a response to what they've done. They've made videos on me. That was good. So you got 7 thumbs down and this only 5 thumbs up. That was good.
All right, let me pull up this search function. And you'll notice 63 different results. In fact, actually 62 different results for Robert Breaker.
Yeah, and then with this faith works lie. And some other issues he's confused on Romans 10:13. But the major about the faith works issue.
This guy is exhibiting stalker behavior.
No, my ministry is to expose false doctrine. It's not stalker behavior. Most of the time we a response to videos of people made about me, but Robert Breaker is dealing with the faith works issue, so I made a bunch of videos dealing with these guys who are dealing all Romans 10 and the sinner's prayer. That's the central issue there.
Robert Breaker, Robert Breaker, Robert Breaker, Kevin Zacher, Wayne Crook, Kevin Zacher, Wayne Crook, Denlinger, 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 Denlinger. What about JT Does?
I didn't make too many on him. I think I might have made 4 or 5 on him. Why don't you tell them why I'm making them? What was the subject matter of these videos? See, he doesn't do that. This is fake news, people. He's just telling them how many videos I made. What was the issues I was bringing up? Are they correct or not?
JT Does, and page. $16 different videos on JT Does.
Okay, 16 videos. And if you look, most of them are dealing with, well, he doesn't show us. They answer a question from a false teacher, Kevin Zacher, and he's got, so I don't know where they got the 16 from, but the fact is, was dealing with some particular issues he's bringing up, dealing with the issue of faith, and some videos he made from to me.
My friend, I've been active in exposing some heretics like Fuck You or Thick Satan. However, there comes to a point where you got to be done. And honestly, at this point, on my Primitive Baptist Forum channel, which is now simply my expose channel, I upload videos from time to time exposing people, but this is going to have to go up on either of my accounts. This man has lost his mind because he's made over 16 different videos on JT Does, over 60 videos on Robert Breaker, and over 50 videos on Brian Denlinger alone.
So what? They dealt with make videos based on what they're teaching. They teach something false. I'm going to expose what they're teaching. Who do you care how many videos I make? You're not. If you have a video expose channel, you're not doing your job. If you think, well, I'm just made one video on this guy and think you're letting these guys off the hook. I don't let them off the hook. See you up there talking about, oh, yeah, I'm not stalking anybody. They're making videos and I'm exposing their videos. You're there being derelict in your responsibility if you're not doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, which is exposing false doctrine. You're not doing it.
This is what you call stalker.
No, stalking is illegal. Nothing I did here was illegal.
Behavior, my friends.
You can't read your own definition. Stalking is illegal. I'm exposing false doctrine. How many videos have these guys put up attacking me? See, he doesn't tell you what the substance of the videos are. The Zacher videos and the Wayne Crook videos were really videos in response to their videos against me. Just like this video is.
You say, well, what does that matter? All right, I'll show you what that matters.
I appreciate it.
Yes, that is a cute little bangle, isn't it? She's not for sale. Believe me, don't ask. Someone, we'll put it this way. Some IT lady will be quite upset. Quite upset. 1 Timothy 1 and verse 18. This charge I commit to thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou mightest war a good warfare, holding faith and a good conscience, which some having put away concerning faith have made shipwreck, of whom is Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I have delivered to Satan, they may learn not to blaspheme.
Naming names.
And in 3 John,
So what does that do? How many videos I put out?
I'd like to warn you from here. The elder to the well-beloved Gaius, whom I love in the truth. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. For when I rejoiced greatly, when the brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in the truth. Beloved, thou dost faithfully whatever thou dost to the brethren and to strangers, which have borne witness of thy love before the assembly. Whom if thou bring forth on their journey after a godly sort, thou shalt do well, because that for thy name's sake they went forth, taking nothing of the Gentiles. We consequently ought not to receive such, though we might be fellow helpers to do the truth. I wrote to the assembly, but Diotrephes loveth to have the preeminence among them, with his 3,000 plus subscribers.
He thinks that a lot. Daniel has 25,000 subscribers. Robert Blake has like 200,000 subscribers. So I'm a little miniature nobody. 3,000 subscribers. And I usually get like 300 views, 400 views. I mean, Dangler's got 25,000 subscribers. You're talking about. And I'm picking on Dangler. I'm picking on Robert Blake. He's got 200,000 subscribers. Give me a break.
Does not receive us. Wherefore, if I come, I remember his deeds which he doeth, prating against.
This is not a church. Anybody's allowed to make videos. You're allowed to make videos against me. No one's stopping you. These guys make videos against me. No one's stopping them. And I make videos against what they teach.
Against us with malicious words, not content therewith. Neither doth.
Give me where I said malicious words as opposed to teaching what they taught as false doctrine.
He himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth those.
I've seen a lot of the brethren. I've seen a lot of the brethren. I have good terms with a lot of the brethren. So I have no problem with the brethren.
Who would, and casteth them out of the assembly. Beloved, do not follow that which is evil, but that which is good. He who doeth good is of God, but he who doeth evil hath not seen God. The Lord Jesus Christ be with his elect. Amen.
Well, that was a bunch of nonsense. And so I'll put this up. And then eventually get back to. He'll probably make a video talking about how much I'm stalking Anderson, too. Anderson believes in eternal sonship. Nonsense. Anderson couldn't figure out the Trinity before that. Now he just jumped over to the eternal sonship issue. Well, believe in eternal sonship. Have someone explain to you eternal sonship. See what a bunch of mumbo jumbo that is. But we'll stop here. I'm going to stop here. Put this up. And he can't understand his own definition. Stalking is something illegal. Anything illegal. I'll put up a lot of videos. Why? Because in the future, when these videos are shown later on, when people are doing a search, my videos will come up and count these other guys' videos. And if I continue doing videos on these guys, now I'm doing Anderson in this anti-dispensationalist issue. But I'm going to go back to the faith works thing. This faith works thing is when you use the word cancer, a cancer to dispensationalism. And Robert Breaker is one of the leading exponents of it. And he defends that because he can't get away from the indoctrination he had with Ruckman. He's been indoctrinated by Ruckman on these issues, just like Gene Kim has. Yeah, talking about Gene Kim. I made videos on Gene Kim. Gene Kim and these other guys, a bunch of them who are teaching this nonsense. Andrew Sluter. I remember, I didn't know who he was before when I saw who he is. That's a Ruckman guy teaching that same nonsense. And the normal dispensationalist movement never taught this. The normal dispensationalist movement, the classical dispensationalist movement, never taught a faith work system. It's in the gospel, but never taught a faith work system. So I'll keep going out hammering Robert Break on this. And when he gets bowed up in some other areas, basically most of what he says is solid. Most of what he says is true. I get him on his date setting nonsense. I get him on his faith works issue. I get him say he has some confusion with Romans 10:13, making it essentially redundant with Romans 10:14, saying it's a command when it's not a command. Romans 10:13 is a promise. But he's solid in most other areas. And But you see what happens, you get an area like that, faith work system, then it bleeds into other areas. And you're going to see confusion rise up. And I think Book of Hebrews is written only to tribulational Jews, and Book of James, and you got James 2, the justification there is dealing with eternal salvation, is dealing justification from God, which is a contradiction then of what Paul was saying. So it's about fouled up there. But I'll put this up, get this up, and get this out of the way. I'm glad. Thank you, Jason, for letting me know it was out there, so I can answer it. And Colt. You want to wait for one word, Colt. Colt, no one's supporting me. I don't ask for support. And so I'm a Colt. You talk about the reaction. You go after Gene Kim, but you should see 1,000 reaction people come up there. Hey, you can't argue with Gene Kim. You can't argue with Robert Brecker. You can't argue with Brian Delica. That's a cult. But because they don't deal with the doctrines, they just deal with their personalities. The basic thing is, how dare you say anything? They don't want to actually address it. Well, no, he's right because you're wrong, and discuss it. All I do is, you get 80 thumbs down. How dare you? I was saved under Robert Brecker. Well, that's fine. You saved under Robert Brecker. That's fine. It doesn't mean everything he teaches after that is correct. That's what these guys get into, this idea. Well, this guy saved me, so therefore everything he says must be, I have to follow everything he says. That's the Nicolaitanism. And that's reading from 3 John, that's the Nicolaitanism, Theotrephes. That's exactly it, where you can't refute these guys on anything. So he's really just supporting what I'm going against, Nicolaitanism, the Theotrephes, where these guys say, how dare you, hey, we keep trying to keep John out of the church. So I'll put this up. And no big deal. People get upset. How many? What do you care? You're not paying for them. No one's paying for these videos. Putting them up. YouTube doesn't have a problem with them. I don't say anything personal about these guys. I don't go into their personal lives. I deal with their doctrines. They put up a doctrinal video. I have a right to respond to the doctrinal video. That's what these guys don't like. So Denham makes 33 videos against the Trinity, and I make 33 response videos, or maybe more, because I'm going to take more than one video, and they get bent out of shape. How about all his videos against the Trinity? It's all right for him to attack the Trinity over and over and over again, but people aren't allowed to respond to that. Oh, you respond, you're stalking him. He makes about 40 videos against the Trinity, that all Trinitarians are Catholic and on the way to hell, if they don't reject the Trinity, and we can't understand what he understands. It's 3 parts. It's it's the image of God. Godhead is man's made in the image of God, and we can't understand that. Let's ignore, and he ignores all the passages where they're talking to one another and having a relationship with one another. And we say, we don't fully understand the Trinity. So, and he has all Trinitarian websites on his website channel, recommended. They're all Trinitarians. There's not one that says that Jesus is the Father. Not one. And the sinner's prayer. Sinner's prayer. Asking God to save you. You either believe he saved you or didn't. He asked him for. Sinner's prayer. Romans 10:13. So let's stop here, and I'm going to keep putting them up. You guys getting stalking? No. If you have a video, a channel that you feel is to expose false doctrines, and you stop at 1 or 2, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job, because you got to go up there and continue on this guy. Every time he puts a video out with the same false doctrine, go after him. But you're lazy. You're the one's lazy, primitive Baptist. You're being lazy, and you don't know which video is going to reach somebody. You don't know which video is going to pop up on the quay, the thing on the thing, saying, "Yeah, I'm going to take a look at that video. Let me take a look at that video." That's why these cults are allowed to fester and breed, because no one goes after them. Steven Anderson, now he's falling apart. He's falling apart, all this stuff. Done plenty of videos against Steven Anderson. I'm doing plenty more now, doing his that little nutcase cult. But because these guys are lazy and they think they're too lazy to put up a lot of videos that deal with these issues, they want to go after me and say, "Oh, look, I've doing 50 videos on this guy. There's 70. Who do you care? It's none of your business. Show me where I'm wrong. Either show me where I'm wrong or somewhere I've abused something. I've never said anything negative, personalized. I don't get that personalized. I don't look into Google looking for stuff. I go after what they're teaching. So if you claim to have a video channel exposing false doctrine, I don't know what your doctrines are because I looked in the channel. I didn't see anything about your doctrines. You want to feel what my doctrines are? You go on my channel, and I have a statement of faith. You see exactly what I believe in most issues. And if you have any question about any other issues, I'm free to answer them. So unlike also these other guys, I take comments. And legitimate comments. Not just ad hominem nonsense. These guys don't take comments. Rob Blake won't take comments. Daniel, weeds out his comments. Kim never answers anything. These guys, So stop, put this up. And I appreciate the attention. And again, my responsibility is to deal with these guys and these false issues. That's what I'm led to do. That's what I'm going to do. Tear down their lies. Tear down this phony guy talking about his anti-dispensationalism thing. It's tedious. That's like 6 videos on the thing, on the guy. Oh, he's stalking this guy. I'm going to go after him constantly after the guy keeps putting up his lies. But it's tedious going through it. And it's tedious for people to watch it. But if they want the answers to counter it, they watch the videos. So, you can find other people who are doing the same thing. Fewer videos. I happen to take more. Some other people do it less time. But the point is, they need to be exposed. And a lot of you guys out there crying about how many videos I make. Zaka videos, when we response to his videos, I didn't go after Zaka directly. I didn't go after Wayne Crook directly. In fact, I put up a video talking about how much we and Wayne Crook agree on things. I said, what the heck do you keep going after me over the eternal sonship issue when you agree on almost everything? But, Zach had a personal thing. He's like, Romans 10:13, cancer, you got all bent out of shape. Like I was attacking the word of God. No, the cancer is adding it to the gospel. So it's not part of the gospel. Romans 10, we don't find our gospel in Romans 10. Okay? It's not in there. You don't find Jesus Christ dying for your sins on the cross anywhere in it. So everybody wants to run to Romans 10 because they see with the heart man believe unto righteousness. That's the big thing. Oh, well, okay. Well, you got fully persuaded in Romans 4. You don't need to have Romans 10 for the heart man believe unto righteousness because you have being fully persuaded in Romans 10. Tells you what faith is, Romans 4. So stop here and put this up. Amen. Thank you.